Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night, episode 163, and it's Mark and Dave from Tone Talk. We've got an awesome guest tonight, Oliver Ackermann of Death by Audio pedals and other products. How you doing, Oliver?
Great. How are y'all doing?
Good. Your background looks very similar to what Dave's used to look like.
Oh yeah.
Well, what it used to look like?
Yeah, remember in the old days when we used to do
the old days, and they'll
off the bench up or something. Yeah, sure.
It was like
now I just have amps all lining behind me and crap. So
yeah, there we go.
But are you located in New York?
But yeah, it's still crowded with stuff. So
are you in New York? New York City?
Yeah. In Queens, yeah.
Oh, in Queens. All right. I used to live in Queens, Regal, the Regal Park area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was when I was like really little though.
Okay.
So, yeah, a long time ago. Like 50 years ago.
Oh, really little.
Like really little, yeah. Like I'm talking under 10. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I don't remember it that much, maybe, but who knows?
No, I don't remember much, but I ended up moving back to Manhattan. In my older years, so I lived in Manhattan and played in the band for several years in Manhattan, so that was fun. So
heck
yeah. So cool. Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. Dave, how's it going for you?
It's busy. We got NAM prep already in the holidays, and then a whole bunch of other work also. On top of all of it.
So, yeah.
What other stuff are you doing?
Well, I also build, guitar rigs and stuff for guitar players and stuff. And there's a big one behind me over there.
Damn.
For Slash, I got to work on, and then we have a bunch of other projects going on at the same time. So there's only so many people here. It's myself and another worker, and that's it.
And those are Mike Einziger's amps behind you, right?
Yeah, I wish they would pick them up. So they leave my.
So they're ready already. They're already
they have to leave my space. I hate those amps.
They're huge.
Tremo verbs never should have been made.
Yeah.
Not good. Noisy,
heavy
terrible.
Too, huh? Yeah, probably pretty heavy too.
Really heavy combos. Oh my god, it feels, and they got like 90-watt speakers in it or something, and
gosh,
they might as well be EVs in them, and they are so heavy. I can't even think about lifting them. You need two people, at least anymore. Maybe when I was 20.
The luxury of having a crew with you.
Yeah, I don't know why he uses those though. He's been using those for years, but hey, whatever works.
It's his tone, whatever.
I'm a firm believer of whatever works. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like what works for you is what works for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't
absolutely.
Have to like it.
So that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right. So before we dive in, let's do our sponsors. First off is Sweetwater. Guys, make sure you check out Sweetwater. We have a link below, which is our affiliate link. Anything you buy there. I think today may have been the last day to buy something before it would arrive before Christmas. I think possibly. But overall, just check out Sweetwater. Anything you buy there using our link, it just kind of helps out our channel. And next up would be fixpedalboards.com. And I'll let Dave tell you about that.
For all your little pedal board accessory needs, your pedal lifts and metal bridges for pedal boards or interface boxes or things like that. And they also make Friedman chassis, but not for sale for you.
But a lot of metal work.
Yeah, it's a metal company. That's what they do.
Yep. Yeah. So thanks, Tim. And also we have Thomann.com. So make sure you guys, if you're outside the US and you're watching the show, check out Thomann. And we've got the link, same thing as Sweetwater. click the link, buy something, and it won't cost you anything extra. Okay. So, and we hope everybody has a good holiday,
Yeah.
Yeah, this one snuck up on me, man.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. Yeah, it just seems like, yeah, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Christmas is tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow, but you know what I mean? It's like, holy crap, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's today? Today's the 19th. I mean, Jesus,
Yeah.
6 days. So,
It seems like these years keep on going faster and faster or something like that, before you
why
know
is that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Remember when you were a kid and you had 3 months off in summer?
And it felt like forever.
And it felt like literally forever.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, you did so many things in those 3 months. It was just
that's when you had 3 months, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess too many distractions, too many responsibilities. It all stacks up. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
It's tough once everything else just gets on you, work and family and everything else. It's tough. But yeah, and it does go by fast. Do you have any kids, Oliver?
I don't.
Oh, well, geez, if you had kids, that makes it even go faster.
Sure, yeah.
Because then you just start judging your life by their age. You're like, oh, fuck, my son's almost 20. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that sounds fun, though, too.
Yeah. Yeah. It has its advantages.
It's just costly.
Right.
It's all costly.
Dave, is your son still playing guitar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He has a renewed interest. He quit for a while and then he had a renewed interest. So,
sweet.
Is
he playing a band or anything? Or?
Not yet. But
he's got the look for the band.
Yeah, it definitely has the look for the band.
That's for
the
sure.
Long hair. It's kind of I mean, he's only 13 still, but like he easily looks 19.
Yeah, he could pass for 19. He looks 16 at the very, like you would
at the very youngest.
Like if he said he was 16, I wouldn't even blink, So, but
perfect.
Yeah, good looking kid too. So yeah, get him on a guitar.
Yeah, there you go. Long career.
Starter. Long bad career. Do something else. You can play guitar, but please do something else.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll take over the Freeman family fortune.
He doesn't seem to have interest in that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it might change. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, he's 13. That can change. That's for sure. So
absolutely.
But so yeah, man. Death by Audio Pedals. I've always
tell us about your journey.
Yeah, please.
I don't know any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I grew up in Virginia and then started the pedal company as a quick way to make some cash to go on a trip to Europe with a girlfriend. So I had this idea. I've been building a lot of stuff and reading tons of books about electronics, and I had this idea for the pedal, which sounded insane, total sonic annihilation, which was just like a forced feedback loop and make your pedals all explode and sound crazy. And so I did that, came out with that, and that kind of raised enough money to go on that trip. Then when I came back, I was just building more and more stuff and started doing this thing where I'd build any custom thing they would ever want. And was doing that for a while, moved to New York. I was playing music, given living in the warehouse life, like pretty much any place we could go to. Had this warehouse that at some point there was 15 people living in that we had up here in New York and Williamsburg. That was also a venue, tons of bands played there every single night of the week. That was insane. And yeah, still just keeping on making crazy pedals, and for tons of people, play music in a band that tours all over the world and stuff too. And yeah, I don't know, all that stuff combined kind of makes me I love crazy music, so it makes me an expert in crazy pedals and stuff. And
that's what I always loved about the pedals. It's like what you first said, sonic annihilation.
Yeah,
almost with every one. Just a different flavor on sonic annihilation.
Yeah, I mean, someone else has already made the one which will nicely touch on the tones you want. So, you got to make the extreme, I guess.
Yeah, like Fuzz War and stuff. I always loved that one. That was always a good one.
Yeah. Those are.
But and also visually, I always liked how the pedals looked. They had a aesthetic that was pleasing to me. You know, it wasn't.
I think
It stood out.
like some of those things you don't realize, but that's like so important is like kind of like, what's a guitar that makes you feel like sexy or whatever it is, or something, or what can you stand by? And then that even makes you want to touch it. Like, how do you interact with it? It's kind of sometimes just as important as what it sounds like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't really kept up with what's new lately. From you, is there anything new you got going on? Or
We just did the bass war. We did. I don't know if
Oh.
you heard some of those pedals, which is like sort of the ultimate bass fuzz that like I've been kind of like working on for years or whatever. Is just the fuzz war was like my pedal that I thought sounded like better than the color sound super tone bender. And then the bass war is like the pedal that I think is better than like the Maestro Brassmaster. So it's like kind of like in that sort of similar vein. I don't know if you heard like the Rooms is crazy, or like tons of people like the Echo Master, which is like the vocal delay.
I remember the Echo Master from early on. So I was involved, or technically still am involved, with the store that used to exist called Tone Merchants, and I know we were a dealer for some of the stuff. I remember some of the early, like the Echo Dream thing, and early on, and
Totally.
Octave Clang and Fuzz War. We sold a bunch of that stuff at the time. Aesthetically, they're awesome to me. Everything.
Right on.
I almost want to buy it just because how it looks. You know what I mean? Like, look at these. They're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty intense and unique as well, too. And so it's like, that was kind of always one of those points that I always thought was important, where it's like, if somebody makes something, then there's no point in trying to like copy that, really. But, so you should kind of give people something that sort of does something that they can't get anywhere else.
Oh, yeah. The Apocalypse, too. That was good, too. Fuzz War, the Apocalypse was cool. The Apocalypse had the little switch on it, right? The little rotary switch.
It does. So yeah, it's like 5 totally different distortions or whatever, which all kind of react totally wildly different and stuff. So yeah.
I think I need more of these again.
Yeah, they're great. So tell me, Oliver, do you design, like, are you like the main designer for all the pedals?
Yeah, so I've designed almost all of those. Now I've got like some more people who are working with me doing this stuff. I've sort of tried to just in the past few years be like sort of the mentor for like these new younger kids who are doing design stuff. So we've got these just like really smart kids who've come from like NYU in the New York area, who are just like, I don't know, just amazing and like doing such cool creative stuff. So we've been like kind of just like really trying to push the envelope and branch into all sorts of things, whether it be like recording gear or all sorts of stuff. So kind of
That's awesome. That's great. So let me ask you, I know you went through your kind of story pretty quickly, but like how did you like really get into, I know you said you just decided, all right, I'm just going to build a pedal one day. But I mean, you had to like study how to do this stuff. Like what was your interest in? How'd you do this for a long time? You must have been doing it for a while.
Yeah, it took years, really. It was like I'd been kind of like playing in sort of like failed bands that were always like trying to do stuff and not really getting any help, kind of growing up in like the Fredericksburg, Virginia area. And so it was always like tough. We would book our own tours and be trying to make our own merchandise. We're playing crazy loud music. So people were sort of always like, we don't want this band here. It's sort of a terrible thing to impose upon some bar somewhere. And so that, and then we're always trying to record our own music, and without like really the help, or we didn't really connect with ideas with people like in studios and stuff. It was sort of, we had to kind of make our own way and invent what was the way to record and all of this stuff. And since being, I don't know, kids in high school and stuff, you're trying to like figure out, how do you make the tools to record, or how can we push this 4-track further, or what can we do to make this stuff happen? And then started like taking stuff apart and then breaking a lot of stuff and then trying to build guitars and then reading lots of like technical books and stuff. And I used to read these like electronic books that I would get from the library and read them from like cover to cover and not understand anything in the whole thing. And then just as sort of time went on, some of those things just kind of start to click. And it's sort of like since I sort of started the journey, then it's like as time goes on, you sort of like keep on continuing and you have like a reason to gain this knowledge, because we were sort of like trying to come out with different products, and I was trying to help out different musicians and trying to make stuff for myself to record things. So it's really one of those things where it's like there's this whole world of like untapped ideas and all of these things kind of out there. So I was just like super curious and experimenting with all that stuff. And those things, like the experimentation, would yield the little bits of paychecks and stuff I would get. So it kind of would just continue on.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's awesome.
Again.
Yeah, I mean, a hobby turned into a career.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I don't know, just when that stuff, you're not even really paying attention. Like we used to do this thing for years where we were just like, had a real strict no advertising policy, and it's I don't know, it's still just like kind of amazing that like the word gets around and people are, find out about this stuff. It's I don't know, just sort of gives me some of those things like hope in some ways of, what I'd always like thought of as like a musician, like someone's going to recognize you for what like good quality stuff you're doing. So I think that was kind of like cool to be known that, we're making quality stuff and people really like that.
Right. Yeah. Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, word of mouth is everything. I mean, really, really your product is speaking for itself at that point. It's like, this guy loves that pedal, and he told his friend about that pedal and showed it to him, and that friend bought one, and then he told his friend. It's like, it's snowballs, generally speaking.
Well, that's how I heard about the Fuzz War.
Oh
yeah. Somebody told me about it.
Yeah, Fuzz War, that Apocalypse 2 is cool, and God, there's some new ones that now I gotta find out about. It's been a while.
Those are insane. So, and I don't know, like some really cool sounds and stuff in there, and some of that stuff and stuff we've been working on is going to be nuts too. So I'm psyched.
Yeah. I always said it's all good from you. It's all good. I mean, it's just a different kind of destructive, sonic annihilation, like you said. But that's but I appreciate that. I like that. It's not for the weak.
There you go.
No, definitely not. The same two boogies are still behind Dave. He must not really like working on those dip switches. No, they're done.
They're done. They're just waiting to be picked up.
Yeah.
Please take them away.
Mr. Michael Nielsen, what's up, buddy? Hey guys, Oliver, do you ever just wake up in the morning and think, fuck it, I'll just build a clone or Tube Screamer clone?
Oh man, I mean, no, I don't think so. Someone's already doing that stuff. There's a lot of people already doing cool versions of that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff, I don't know, whatever. I think that's all done. That's cool. Let them go with that.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's been done.
It's been done 150 million times.
Pretty much.
Fuzz War demo video is the coolest thing on the internet. I have not seen that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well, now you have something to watch.
Oh, okay. Is it your video that he's saying that?
It is, yeah. It's just one of those, like, I think, one camera shot, kind of let's shoot a video, and then we shot it, and it took all of 8 minutes to film or something like that. And worked out. So
that's good.
Catches a moment in time.
That's the beauty of just something organic, and boom. It just
definitely.
T-Top Dave, question for Dave.
All right.
I have 2 small box 50s having a custom junction box made to do 4 cable method. Would you recommend either to send or return from the junction box be buffered, or is this unnecessary? Love DBA. Rock on, guys.
Unnecessary. They're already buffered. The effects loops are buffered already. People ask me that all the time. Are your effects loop buffered? I'm like, why would I make one that isn't buffered? It doesn't work, really.
Yeah. I mean, it might work, but it's not good.
It might work if you have 4-inch cables to it, maybe, and the input impedance of the effect is pretty high.
Yeah.
But other than that, not going to work.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Oliver. So when you're building your pedals and like, what are you testing them on? Like, what's your platform that you like throwing your pedals on that?
Yeah, I mean, we do all sorts of stuff. It's just kind of all the amps and stuff that I have around here. I got like some twin reverbs, JC 120s, high watts, Bassmans and stuff. Just some of this stuff. We don't really have everything that you could possibly test it on.
Right.
And oscilloscopes and stuff, we'll test that stuff, but we use what we've got, and that's some stuff, but I don't know. It kind of, I think you can hear even some of the design is for even some of those amps, which are like clearer and stuff. Like sometimes we'll go out and play shows and it's on like something with a really intense preamp section. Like you notice that, like, I don't know, a lot of pedals don't even shine on some of that stuff, like a really saturated Marshall or something. So, but whatever. That's all right, too. Not everything's always for everything, so that's okay.
True.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can only imagine like some of those pedals through a high watt. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just on the edge of breakup, maybe.
Yeah. There you go.
So who were like some of your pedal builders that you kind of looked up to, or
like, I don't know, it was around that time, I guess, when there wasn't that many other pedal builders kind of going on. Started the company in 2002, so it was like Zachary Vex or like Robert Keeley. There was like Craig Anderton and some of these people who were like writing books and stuff, but that was just some of the stuff that I kind of knew about from these things. I didn't really know who was even making some of these effects from these like larger companies and stuff. So, but that was, those were some of the kind of early ones and stuff. Definitely like Zachary Vex and stuff. It's just things like his ideas were just so crazy. And just when like, I think I bought maybe like the Fuzz Factory, and like you open it up and it looks like it's barely anything inside. And it's kind of like the vibe of like when you first hear Nirvana, or I don't know, whatever, or even some of those like groups, early punk music where you're like, I could actually do that. You almost kind of get that confidence or something where it seems like, there's something like simple and kind of something magic happens with something that you don't understand. And that's kind of cool. It seems obtainable or something, rather than like someone who's playing virtuous scales or some really intense thing.
Right. True. Yeah, ZVEX pedals definitely caught my attention early on.
Yeah.
The Fuzz Factory is a great pedal.
Yeah. Awesome.
It was great. Most of the parts are the pots.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah,
really,
but
actually,
how cool and unique, that's great.
Yeah.
What a great idea to just like do that, and give people kind of the control of everything. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, and then all the hand painted ones originally and all that stuff. And really, I remember when those first came out. It was cool.
Yeah, the super hard on pedal.
That was a good boost.
Yeah, great boost.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He's a weird dude.
Yeah.
They seem to have kind of dropped off. They dropped off big time in the past.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, really. So I know they did that like weird. They debuted that like candle powered pedal or something at NAMM or something.
I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
I remember that too.
So, and I was like, where are they going with this? And then they kind of, I don't know if what they all do now or whatever. Maybe he got tired of doing this stuff or something. I don't really
I think
know.
they're still around to some extent, but I don't. It's. I mean, some pedal companies have waned a little bit in over the years. I mean, maybe the pedal market isn't quite what it once was, but I mean, it might be the sign of terrible things like amp modelers and different things like that, where the pedal is going to suck into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Although, it seems like a lot of pedal companies that have more of a online presence are doing well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more companies and stuff too. A lot more people building pedals. It's kind of all of those sort of
Crazy.
things. Yeah, totally. I mean, I don't know. I still think that there's still tons of use for them and all this stuff. And like, especially, I'm not trying to say whatever, but the Death by Audio pedals, really, it's like, they don't sound like amp modelers, and they make your, interface like sound totally nuts and crazy, and your amp's insane. Like, nobody who's like really designing amp modelers or modern day effects would even be so stupid as to design a Death by Audio pedal. We're just kind of making this stuff that's kind of pushes things sort of bananas and stuff. And I don't know, always sort of like, I'm always like, oh man, what's this new piece of gear? And I get something, designed by these scientists in Sweden. And I'm like, oh, this is so incredible. I can't wait. And then I've got it. And then I'm trying it out. And I'm like, oh, this is not, it doesn't even do anything too crazy even anyways,
It's all very safe.
Yeah, run it then through a fuzz war and like forget about it. All of a sudden now this drum machine sounds alive or something. So I still think that like I don't know, there's there's something even that happens where it's even sort of like with like pop music a lot of times, you kind of get this sort of thing where, or this AI created music, it's like a weird sort of safe kind of twist on things or something that it's kind of cool to hear somebody mess up a little bit and a little bit of heart and soul in this stuff. So
Oh yeah. Oh my God. AI music.
it's insane.
It's so freaky, man. I mean, some of it has been a bit funny, like some people have sent me like these albums like that have been redone by like, like Black Sabbath, which was done in the style of the 50s, right?
yeah.
So like, it's got Paranoid, and they're doing it like doo-wop style or something. It's like, it's completely, but it's so bizarre. It's just like, how the fuck is this being made? And it's so, the ethics behind it and everything is just crazy.
Yeah.
We're in the Wild West right now.
Yeah, we got this like letter from our label and was like of this past music that we had done, and they were like, do you want to let like some AI engine like have access to your music or something? I don't know. I didn't sign the paper. I was like, this sounds freaking too weird. Like, this is so insane, but I don't know, but I don't, maybe it's, it's all kind of inevitable sort of anyways, like whether you sign the paper or not or something, like, I don't know, or, but just kind of, it was such a weird request. I thought like, oh man, this is like getting.
And this is where the world's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's
fantastic.
Crazy. I mean, anybody, if there's an open AI, someone can take your music and put it through it and then be like, oh, I want to write something in the style of, but yeah, it's weird, man. The whole thing is just fucking crazy. Just scary stuff. Maybe it's because I'm old and I feel that way. I'm just like, oh, this is craziness. But on the other hand, like you said, I just think it's going to be inevitable. Yeah. So you kind of have to embrace it. So
we'll see what happens. Maybe.
Let's see. Yeah, maybe we'll see. Harmonicaster Brian Wampler is now offering a course on pedal design. I saw that recently, and Bruce Egnator gives an amp class. What's a good introductory book on basic audio electronics?
The one that I was the most basic one that I had was like called Basic Electronics from Radio Shack. but I don't even know. I'm sure they don't make that book anymore, but
You probably find it somewhere
you can
online,
probably
right?
find it. Yeah, there you go. That had like some of the most like super simple circuits. But I guess, I think that a good thing to do is even just like start trying to build some stuff. I think, or if you could get some really simple kits or something, because I don't know. It's like that's sort of when really you see something magical happen, I think, when you kind of like actually transform some parts that there's all this mystery behind into something, and then you can tweak it and mess around with it. And I don't know. It took me a long time to even teach myself how to solder. So, there's all sorts of things that you just don't even understand about electronics until you kind of dive into it. So,
I don't think you're ever stop learning.
no, for sure.
You
Yeah.
never stop. You're always learning new things
Yeah.
or different things or different concepts behind things, or you have the now wait a minute. Now I understand what I was doing wrong all these years.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
The shit moment. I get it now.
Oh no. Yeah, right.
Oh no, I've been doing that all these years. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we were tracing out this really old circuit that I had for this pedal, the Interstellar Overdriver. And it's like, it was one of my earlier designs. I didn't know really what the heck I was doing. And it uses like by accident, all the transistors are backwards in the thing, and that's kind of what gives it its sort of awesome sound. And then we fixed the problem, and then it just doesn't sound as good. And so we then realized that it's like it's starting to like force the sound back in on itself, and it creates like this like harmonic distortion, kind of almost a little bit of an octave sound at its most distorted. And that's just what sounds so freaking good. It's just that little bit of like, it's on the verge of being like a oscillating fuzz or something, but the kind of just messed up freakiness of the circuit is what makes it sound so good. And it's just because like then it was designing everything just based on ear. It's like what sounds good? Does the final product sound good? And you're like, okay, this to me sounds like what it sounds like when you crank an amp all the way up. So, we just found that and went with it for years.
So you didn't take like a basic like a pedal that's already built kind of platform and then take it from there, or
no, I tried to kind of always just sort of stay away from that stuff. I mean, I'm sure like some elements of some functionality and some things, or like I don't know, you learn like, okay, this is basically how LFO works or whatever, and
Right.
and then how to use that. I mean, some of these things are like elements, but always like kind of with sound design, I feel like some of those things that we would try to sort of like build based on somebody else's thing or something would just be sort of uninspiring. So
No, I like it. That's awesome. That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Well, it's like creating music,
Yeah.
right? So like you try to you have your sound, your band, you're making music, and you're making music with your band and your pedals, but in different. You understand what I'm sort of saying?
Yeah. How do you come up with
nothing's safe?
Yeah. How do you come up with your designs, Dave?
Well, you know what? It's all based on a love of something, generally speaking. So, like, it's so like, I was always really into these old Marshalls and things. I was always deeply into that. Old Plexi Marshall or 70s. This comes from the era I was in. But I always found that, well, it'd be nice if it did this for this style of guitar player. It'd be nice if it did this for this style guitar player. And that's sort of, it's just the sound in my head.
Yeah.
So it's what I hear, and I sometimes though I design things that are not necessarily what I would want. It's what I've been asked to do, sometimes.
Sure.
And like, I don't necessarily need a lot of gain.
Yeah.
I mean, like the most amount of gain I'd get is an old Marshall cranked or something. But for me personally, but
you get lots of requests for like everybody always wants probably it
more,
higher, further, more. Yeah, totally.
More. I go, no, you want less. You want less. You want less. Trust me, you want less.
Yeah.
It is always runs through your head. I go, play with less. You'll become a better player. Because you're forced. No, you do. You become
so true.
Because you have to be
more articulate.
Player.
You hear every note. You can hear. You can hear when you're flubbing a chord or whatever you're playing, and it doesn't hide anything.
Yeah.
Either that, or you can just get one of your fuzzes and turn it on, and
that
could possibly hide everything.
Yeah,
but in a cool way.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes depends on what you want to do. But for sure, I think that playing when I was younger, I feel like that was definitely more of a comfort, is having like some super intense effects. Was kind of even just cool and magic to be like, some amp that sounds like it's shaking and about to blow up or something,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can barely play a G chord, but this sounds awesome,
Yeah, exactly. That's the fun time. That's the fun era, right? I can hit this one chord and it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dave, you saw that video I sent you, the 6 or 8 year old kid?
Yeah.
A coworker of mine, her son plays in the it's like rock, like what do they call it? School of Rock. School of Rock, yeah. But he's like real hardcore. Like he's got like mohawk. He's like 8 years old, mohawk like out to here, and he loves Green Day, and he's out there like doing it. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm like, there's still hope for the youth, People,
there we go.
Which is good stuff. Got me thinking when you asked Dave how he designs his stuff. Just popped in my head. I'm like, oh, Dave uses AI.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Just give me a new build for.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No.
Can you imagine?
I wouldn't even know how to do that. I mean, okay, I guess Google or whatever, you could type in and now you get your AI answer at the top, right? But
right.
Which is actually sometimes nice to get that answer, but
didn't the company do that? They had AI build a pedal for them?
Oh, wait, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, possibly. I guess you could probably now, right? It's like we used it to like help us code like a web page. I know we were working on, so I was like asking questions of coding, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing!" It's like knows exactly what we're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, I guess there'll be the point at which it's all about how you conceptualize something, or I don't even know, but yeah,
it's also how you use it and or abuse it. So
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was Rev Amps. They did it.
Okay.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they had it built by. They had a pedal built by ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how it sounds, but there was a limited edition thing that they sold for a little while.
Wow.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm like, it's been done.
Now, what would be interesting is to see AI try to do a death by audio pedal.
Yeah, make me a pedal in the style of Death by Audio.
Oh yeah. My God, that'd be interesting, actually.
Yeah, right. We might be hiring a new employee soon, so
or getting rid of some.
Yeah.
God forbid. God, I hope not. That'd be horrible.
Speaking of that, how many employees how big is your operation? I have no idea.
I employ 14 people.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
well, that's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of help. Thank goodness. My partner Heather pretty much runs the company, and then so I just get to come in and direct people and goof around and build stuff, and yeah.
So, oh, great, perfect.
Yeah, thank goodness.
No, that's good. That's a good. That's you get to be the artist.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because running the company is no fun.
No, it's not, but I mean, whatever. It's you got to do what you got to do. I've run the company and stuff like that too, and whatever. But it's like it's tough because I don't know. There's just you don't even know. Not if you don't go to business school or anything like that. You're like, am I even doing this stuff legally? Like, is this the way to do stuff? It's kind of it can be.
Oh, you can ask AI now.
There you go. Probably.
Is this illegal?
Yeah.
Right.
They give ownership to Chat GPT, or something. Cosign or some shit. Yeah, who knows?
Have you ever met Mike Piera of Analog Band?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another guy who's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's another one of those guys. Yeah, for sure. That was like, so it just that like kind of simple, mysterious website, is like, whoa, what is the secret to these sounds and all of this stuff? And analog chorus, no way, and all this stuff. That was like kind of the first person sort of go into some of those places where it was like the tone had to be just right and everything was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, and using vintage parts and all that stuff. Yeah. He, I mean, still his webpage is like, you go on there and you're like, I feel like I'm in 1995 when I go to.
Yeah, totally, right?
Yeah.
Which in some ways is, I don't know, it's kind of funny and fun in a way to be on there, but then in another way, it's like, yeah, come on.
You keep expecting to hear that dial-up internet thing,
right? But I like Mike. Mike's a great guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, super good dude. Heck yeah.
He's out there racing his Porsche.
Yeah, wild stuff, right? Cars.
Yeah.
He's
a big time racer. He like loves doing that. I see him on social media. What's that blonde fender behind Dave? Is that a Bandmaster?
Brown face Bandmaster with the harmonic tremolo. It's cool.
It is.
Harmonic tremolo sounds amazing.
Yeah.
This has that univibey kind of swimmy, excellent. So cool. Even if you drive it up good, it just sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's funny. No, I don't see anybody making a comment about the Guns N' Roses amp behind you, or the rack behind you.
Until now.
Yeah. So tell us about that. Is that a Slash's rack?
That's one of them. It's the oldest one, and it gets to get gutted and redone. That's a lot of stuff to do.
Oh, yeah.
So just completely rewired of everything.
Everything. Yeah. This one dates back to like way a long time ago, Velvet Revolver days.
Oh wow.
So it dates back a long ways.
What's in there?
Good pedals and a bunch of pedals in a drawer, switchers and stuff, and wireless units, and nothing crazy. A couple old rack mount line 6 units that used to exist. The delay, I think, and maybe the chorus or something. I don't remember.
No amps.
Not in that single rack. Unless it was really tiny. No. Just some. It just. I mean, like his pedal usage is pretty minimal. I mean, it's a couple delays, a couple this, couple that, boosters. Things just really basic stuff. It's nothing crazy, but it's still a lot to do.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet. I'm just looking to see if there's other questions. Here we go. Will there be a Death by Audio drone swarm fuzz?
Sure.
I like the name.
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
I actually thought that was a serious question for a little while. It didn't dawn on me. I'm like, oh, okay, that's funny. That is a good name, actually. Very timely.
Yeah, great. Heck yeah. Yeah,
drone swarm fuzz. That could be really cool, actually. Whatever it is, I'm having visuals in my head now about it.
There you go. Hey, let's team up. right? 3 of us will make the
Let's
drone.
try to break it.
Let's see.
Do you guys get to play through those amps out in behind y'all? Do you guys crank up in those rooms you're in? Or?
Yeah, I can.
absolutely.
This is a commercial
Awesome.
building, so.
And this is my house, so yeah, when the wife's gone, I crank it up.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, because I've got behind me, I've got a 4x12 and then
nice.
two 1x12s that I run in wet, dry, wet. And then I got an amp switcher for the 6 heads, which is fun. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't gig out anymore though.
No,
I'm too old.
Too old for that shit. You don't want to bring all that stuff.
No, well, I would just nowadays if I were going to do it, I'd probably bring a modeler. Just to make it easy.
Don't say that.
I know. No, I'd probably bring a 20 watt one of your heads, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I had the pedal board built. So I just go jam with the band every once in a while.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, like once every 6 weeks or something. We haven't played in the last few months, but we're getting together January 15th or 14th.
I don't do anything like that anymore. I just work.
I feel like I have to do it just to keep my sanity.
Yeah.
I've got our set list here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Just Ackermann by STP. White Wedding. Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest.
Nice.
It's a bunch of rock covers.
Yeah, a bunch of 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins.
Is somebody singing them at the same time and everything too?
Yeah, we're a 3-piece. So
are you singing them?
No, my bass player.
Okay, there you go.
So yeah, just a bunch of rock covers.
Cool.
Just to get out, have a beer, and
it's a fun thing to do. You got to do it again, Dave. Invite the old bandmates.
Oh yeah, it's been so long.
Last jam
I don't
session
have enough time to think.
Yeah,
let alone do anything like that. I mean, I work 6 days a week. I have 1 day off, and even on those in the day off, I'm kind of like, isn't there something I could be doing?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm on like a weird treadmill of doing stuff, so it's. Yeah.
Do you ever go out in the field and like do work, like go to the Guns N' Roses show or something like that?
Sure. Yeah, that happens occasionally. Yeah. I mean, like for a living, I used to build rigs for a complete living. That's before amps and stuff like that. So I've been doing that since like 1990-ish. So I've been around the block for a lot of years doing it for people. And then, got into amps over the years and like started learning that craft. And then that's kind of snowballed for me. So.
Yeah, cool.
Do you work with artists, Oliver?
I mean, yeah, we've done some limited edition pedals and stuff with artists. We did a Ty Segall pedal. We did a Flaming Lips pedal. We did a John Dwyer from the OC's pedal. I don't know.
That actually answers a question that someone asked in the chat here somewhere about do you ever work with artists on pedals? So,
there you go.
Answer is yes.
Pedal. Yeah, sometimes we do that stuff, and it's fun to do. I like doing that kind of stuff. It's cool. I used to make custom pedals for all sorts of people and would make just whatever random crazy ideas they would have, but we don't have time to exactly do that anymore. But we're always it's fun to collaborate.
Yeah, I bet. And then it's also nice to find, just even when they're not collaborating, just an artist using your pedal on their board, right?
That's insane. Yeah, and the number and all the artists that use Death by Auto pedals is just mind blowing. I can't ever believe it, and I don't know. It's pretty incredible to just be someone who was like, you start off as a fan of music and making music, and then having all sorts of crazy artists use your effects and like it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I totally understand that one.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, like growing up, it's like I remember like all right, I was a product of the 80s at the time when I was growing up, and you know, all the bands and things that or guitar players and stuff that I looked up to at that point in time in music. And I mean, I've wound up working for.
Yeah.
And later in life. And when you think back on it, I'm like, wow, almost every single one of them.
That's nuts.
And like when you just look back at it and you're kind of like going, oh, that's so weird. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right?
Who would have thought that would have been the case? Yeah. When you were 15 years old or something, you know, you're like,
yeah.
One day you're going to be restoring Eddie Van Halen's Amplifier. What? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the only one you missed out on was Jimmy Page.
Yeah, never
Pretty
done
much.
anything for him.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still interested in that Dragon amp that he came out with Mitch.
I haven't seen any of those. Did he
Me
actually make
either.
them?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of them either.
Did he actually start producing them? I haven't seen a single one anywhere.
Oh yeah.
No idea.
I know they're really expensive and all, but I mean, still, I haven't seen a video. I haven't seen anything. I have to ask Mitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, interested.
Yep, but that was because that was a lot. That was about a year ago, right? When
I mean, I know he did make the Supros, the Sun Dragon amp. I know he made a bunch of those.
Right.
But I have no idea if I haven't. Maybe he has. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they've just gone to people that collectors and stuff, and we just don't know about it.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Sometimes that's the case.
You would have thought someone would have done a video.
Yeah.
Pog Guitars. Question for Oliver. What are your top 5 pedals, favorite pedals that not from your company?
I don't know. So many good pedals out there, I guess. Let me see. I like the Electric Mistress from Electro Harmonics. That's a cool pedal. It was kind of an earlier one that I thought was really cool. There's the Color Sound Super Tone Bender. I always thought that was like one of the awesomest fuzz pedals of all time. I like those like Game Changer audio pedals. They did a bunch of crazy ones that were pretty awesome. And stuff was pretty neat. Earthquaker pedals are always great. Those are good friends and make some really cool stuff.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah, they're awesome. Always making cool stuff. The Chase Bliss pedals are really neat, and kind of some of those ones are really cool, like the ones which are like super lo-fi and everything. I like that kind of when those things. The Chroma console and all those like hologram electronics ones are pretty freaky and pretty awesome. Kind of just like fun to mess around with and sort of inspire some crazy sounds. I don't know, was that 5 pedals? Or maybe
that was enough. Yeah,
it's close. Yeah,
it is maybe more than 5.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool.
Yeah. Do you guys play through any pedals?
Yeah, I do.
What are my favorite 5 pedals?
Yeah, what's your 5 favorite pedals?
That's a good one. I'm always a big fan of like anything octave related or any octave fuzz related things. So like original Tycho Brahe octave fuzz.
Yeah, that's a wicked one.
That was an amazing pedal. Electro Harmonics micro synth. I always like that.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. I'm trying to think.
That's so magical. It's such a cool interface too, I feel like, where it's like you got like the start and end point for your filter and your waveform and all that stuff. I don't know. I really like that.
I know. It was cool. Actually, the Electro Harmonics, they had a little graphic fuzz too, was kind of neat with the graphic in it and stuff. That was neat. I mean, there's all sorts of ones, but again, octave fuzz was the original Experience pedal.
Oh yeah,
you know, which was a tone bender variant, not tone. A Fox Tone Machine variant.
That's it.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly. Like that. That was awesome.
That's the one.
Yeah, I have to thank one of our viewers who I made a trade with on this. But yeah, this Experience pedal is fucking.
The owner of that company used to be an old friend of mine. I know he passed away.
Oh really?
Yeah. I had one of them at one time. I don't know if I sold it or let someone borrow it and never got it back or something. But I bought it from the original guy. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Why can't I think of his name right now? I didn't talk to him for a million years, and then out of the blue, someone I knew was sitting next to him at a bar, and they struck up a conversation, and then he was like, "I know him," and then we got on the phone together.
That's
Jack was his name. Jack.
Jack Foreman or something.
Remember the last name, but yeah, he was awesome, and he made some fun pedals early on.
I had another one of his. It was like the XYXO or something, or XYLO or something.
Oh yeah. Or wasn't there one called an Outbox too, or something? Or Cobb, Clean Octave Blend. That was another one that goes back to the octave thing. I tend to.
There you go.
I even like an old Boss octave for certain things mixed with other pedals and stuff. But all the old modulated stuff too. I liked, like the old Phase 45 was a big favorite. Old MXR Micro Flanger was neat, I thought.
Did you ever play those Maestro pedals, the big like triangular ones or whatever?
Yeah. And then and also the big Maestro one that was like the Leslie one with the colored little buttons, the little switches like on them and stuff. And
so cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, I could, but looking at a pedal board I have across the room, I tend to like old modulated things and octave things and some fuzz things, destructive fuzzy things I like a lot. So
this one from Keeley, the Dark Side.
Great. Those are such great pedals. That one, and he also gave me like the Loomer or something like that. But it's cool where it's like you've got the fuzz, which just sounds great, and then you've got all these other effects all right in it too. So you can just kind of just have that pedal,
right,
and just it can be like a total sound, and then there's a bunch of sound, really, which is really, I think. I don't know, which is sort of like some of the stuff that would be a cool, like, I think the future of a bunch of these pedals is something where you've got like just that one pedal on your desk and it can kind of do everything you want it to, but is maybe kind of like not so menu divey as like those weird, like multi-effect zoom pedals or something. But, it's kind of it's a good idea, I think, those combos.
I agree. And then he also has the Monterey, which is another one, which is the Hendrix pedal.
Yeah.
Which is good. I have that one too. And then the other one I like, if you like a tube screamer, is the JHS
Bonsai. Yeah, does every tube screamer known to mankind.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And then a Boss Super Overdrive in there too, isn't it? Or OD1 or something it does too.
Probably.
One of them is OD.
The same circuit or something.
It has the OD1 in there, yeah.
I like the OD1 too.
Yeah.
Shave all the bass out of an amp.
Yeah. There you go.
And make it go wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
More abrasive. It's good.
That's right. The Rev guys did the AI pedal. That's right. I forgot about that.
What did the AI pedal do? It was just a distortion or something, or?
That's what I think. I think it was.
So how would AI design it better, I guess? Or something I don't know, like.
So it would be a really interesting thing to see if AI could actually design a death by audio pedal.
Yeah.
Just even as an experiment.
That would be weird. I think it was called the Chat Breaker pedal.
Yeah, I see that. Chat Breaker. It's the Chat GPT, inspired by Chat GPT. What does that even mean? I don't know.
It's a distortion box, basically.
Yeah. I don't even know if they didn't use AI technology to make this. But your idea, that's what someone should do. But I think it's just inspired by AI technology. So I think they're trying to say that, like, oh, you tell this pedal, I mean, whatever, like, hey, I want to sound like it's more fuzzy, and so you turn the distortion knob up. I think it's just like they think it's like super versatile, which is their take on what AI is.
I'm not sure.
Because it just says inspired by AI. So I think inspired by Chat GPT,
Right.
which they came up with the name, and then it says fresh rev circuit inspired by AI tech. So
all right, I'm gonna ask him in NAM.
Ask him in NAM. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So what's the deal with that? Tell me the story.
Yeah, totally.
Well, they did a video on it. But I can't play it well.
Yeah.
There is a video on it. So
oh my god, this is funny. Purposeful porpoise. Alexa, give me a 35-minute Enya meets Gwar Viking folk album with a bagpipe being played by Bobcat Goldthwait.
Wow.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh fuck.
There we go. That's it.
That would be brutal.
Yeah.
Man, crazy.
Oh my god. Or the other one, AI Dream Band, Sam Kinison on lead vocals.
Oh, there we go.
Ginger
Gary
Baker
Busey. There you go.
Jesus.
Rick
Nice.
James on bass, Gary Busey keyboard. Oh man, we're getting weird.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can start to do that stuff at some point.
Have you played any Friedman amps?
I don't know if I have, actually. So I don't know what my favorite would be, but I'm sure they are all awesome.
They are. But we'll have to change that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might not be geared towards his kind of thing though, with the pedals and the stuff, but
I'm down to try. If everyone always says they're like sound incredible, so I think that's good enough for me. That sounds like something that I'd be into then. Wow, look at that.
Here's the James Tyler that I
Wow.
got.
Oh, someo's asking. Oh, I sorry, I didn't even see it at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Yeah, demo
I like
it
the
to a
finish.
Friedman amp. There we go.
It won't sound good, trust me. Not with me playing it. No, not
That is
with
a crazy finish.
Yeah.
It is a great finish. They really
I
do.
saw how they did that shit before at their factory, and it's really interesting. Like, they like take little Dixie, or at least they used to do it this way. They take little Dixie cups of paint, right, and they drip it, and then they'll take like a air gun, from a compressor, and blow it, and it'll make it,
smear
go in different directions.
Is
And
it
then there's
Is it Fordite? Do you know what that is?
No, I don't even know what that is.
The other day, it's like it's a term that it's like for like a finish. When you see like all the different layers of something that's kind of almost sanded through, but it was coined at the Ford factory in the spray rooms because they'd be spraying all this stuff, and then they like chip away at it, and you'd see all the like layers or something. So.
Well, that's the basic idea behind it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
so, right? It kind of looks like it's sort of like.
But when they literally pour the paint on, and then the air gun shoots it.
Yeah. That's wicked.
But there's multiple layers, and then it's sanded through, and then what comes out is what comes out.
Yeah,
it's like
it looks amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's really wild, and it's very smooth. It's very, the finish is great. Yeah, this is a great guitar.
It's always like a satin kind of too, that generally speaking that they do that stuff in. It's like more of a satin looking thing. So that's cool.
And it's a roasted maple neck.
That headstock looks pretty wild too.
Yeah,
James Tyler headstock. This is the most hated headstock or the most loved headstock. I personally like it.
I like it too. It's grown on me.
It's
but
cool.
People argue all the time how much they hate it and think it's the ugliest thing ever. But I don't agree.
The thing that really makes it unique, it's got an onboard Demeter preamp.
Oh, cool.
So like, it's a mid boost.
Yeah.
So, but which is really cool. I actually use it when it's clean, like doing clean stuff, which is
nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the guitar. Thanks for asking, Poker.
Cool. Yeah.
That's the latest, baby.
You just got that?
Yeah, but maybe like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Rich Rinkin over
Amen.
at Tyler.
Richie.
Good guy.
Dave, do you still buy gear?
Only if it's something that really sparks my interest to buy. Like, or I have to have, or I mean, it happens occasionally. It happened not that long ago. I was actually over. When was this? Close to a year ago, I guess. Now I was in New York, and I was drinking. Well, my wife and family had gone to a play of some sort, and I wasn't going to this play because it was an off-Broadway thing that they wanted to see, and no, it didn't interest me at all. So I'm like, yeah, well, after walking a million miles in New York, of course, it's like, you guys go in there, and I'm gonna be, I don't know, there's something that says bar down the street. I'll be at the bar down the street over there. I think I'll be there. If not, just call me, and I'll be somewhere close, you know.
Yeah.
So was in there for like a couple hours in the bar, drinking Guinness and scotch, actually, and like looking on my phone, and then you see an ad for something. It's like, oh, look at that fawn colored Marshall, which isn't here right now. Fawn colored JMP Marshall. Oh, that looks cool. I kind of want that. And then you kind of go past it, and then you're drinking some more, and you're drinking some more, and then all of a sudden you're like, click.
Yeah.
It's mine now.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
I just paid too much for it too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then of course, I understood that they were going to break it when they shipped it to me, which they did.
Oh,
But then, generally speaking, with how that works is you get money off. So in the end, I got it for a reasonable price, and it was nothing I couldn't fix.
Perfect.
that's nice. That's true.
Because it was a GC. It was a GC purchase that just came up in a feed. And GC tends to, yeah, we'll pack that up and ship it to you. We'll pack that amp up wrapped in paper,
totally.
rattling around in a large box, and just paper, literally. And yeah, sure, that's going to make it to you in one piece. No.
Yeah, for the longest time, they had my phone number, my personal phone number for like our correspondence. So I'd get like weird phone calls from like some kid in some store somewhere, like, you know, hey, how do I get an Apocalypse or something? I'm like, hello, who is this? What are you talking about? You know, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, they're a mess.
So, yeah, who knows? Some kid somewhere packing that thing up who probably just really wants to go home and play video games or something like that.
Well, from what I understand, they don't have the packing materials to pack this stuff.
Don't.
But it's
It's
like, why did you sell it online then? I mean, at least you could use bubble wrap. Come on, you can buy a roll of bubble wrap,
right?
You know, I do when I have to ship things to people, and that's the cost of business. I mean,
yeah,
you get a huge roll of bubble wrap that's size of you can barely fit in your car, and it if you wrap the amp in 2 inches of bubble wrap all around, it'll make it there.
Yeah,
guaranteed
they would do that. Yeah, but who knows?
Leroy says that he's finally getting his King of Tone pedal after being on the waiting list in September 2018.
Whoa.
I'm getting it on Monday. Well, you know what, Leroy? I was right before you. I got my King of Tone pedal. I was on the list exactly September 2018 as well. And I got my pedal maybe about a month ago.
So the question is, what are these pedals worth now? Do they go for more money on the market? Like,
yeah, you could sell it. You could sell it on Reverb for like $700-800. So,
and
I would
do
do it.
You have to wait. There you go. So,
and then there's the Clons that used to be like $279 or $250. I forgot how much they were. Two something. I thought.
No, now they're $2,000.
Yeah,
if that
or more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people buy these really for that money? I mean, it can be a cool pedal, but not for that money.
yeah.
And
I mean, it's even in New York, there's like the music stores. It's like there's, people have money. So it's like they're just walking down the street and they want to get some nice acoustic guitar for their bedroom. And they don't know anything about guitars and they buy these guitars for crazy prices, So
Yeah, not for
some
sure.
people, just money doesn't mean the same thing or something.
That's true.
Gotta have that blonde, or something, I guess, or whatever.
It's a different world for some. Let's see. Dave or Mark, are you going to buy that Super Champ clone? I think they call it a Mark IIc reissue.
No, but I finally heard someone do a proper demo of the damn amp.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
They were able to dial it in.
The most botched release ever of an amp company. They release a Base of Boogie Mark IIc Plus amp, which became known to, the Metallica kind of thing and that kind of sound and heavy stuff. And the people that are going to buy this reissue is that clientele. And so they come out with videos that don't ever show that sound. And it's like, what are you thinking?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, what are you thinking? And the other thing is, like, you had all these players over the years that have used your products. James Hetfield actually is one of them. And it's like, you think, okay, we're going to come out with this amp. Wouldn't it be great to maybe we'll get James Hetfield to come in. We'll pay him some money and he can come in and he just, in the studio, pay his engineer or something, just do something like that.
Do some riffs. Yeah.
No.
Weird.
No. And I don't understand. So finally, Ola England did a clip with the amp, and you hear it, and it's like, there you go. There's the sound. Done.
Oh, yeah.
It was easy.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Yeah. What were I haven't even heard the demos, but I heard that most of it was like, just like regular rock.
Yeah, no, and no one cares. I mean, I feel that the people that will buy this amp again are buying it for the heavy stuff. And whether that was the original intent of the amplifier when it first came out or not, that's what it became. So no one cares about anything else. No one cares about the clean channel or what it does for that. No, they don't care.
Yeah.
So Basil wants to
know your market.
Has anyone ever actually died by audio?
They got a lot on stage and stuff, so I guess I don't know. Does that count?
It's been, I think it's been so loud someone has actually died. Yeah. That's probably. But yeah, so the electricity.
I don't know. All these years, people have been talking about that all these years, and never once have I heard a story of a guy that got electrocuted and died from their gear on stage or anything. Never once have I heard a story about this.
No.
I don't think it really ever happened. Maybe it did somewhere. I mean, I'm sure someone.
I mean, I've been playing shows where the whole show I'm getting shocked. And it's not
you touch the mic and you're like, jump back 10 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember a long time ago, a guy I was working with was having that problem at some club, and it was literally, you could almost see the spark come off his lip, and he wound up to fixing it. He was like, he took his boot off, took his sock off, threw the sock over the mic, just so he wouldn't come in contact with the mic. It worked.
And he ended up with
his own feet every time, but
yes. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
No, not at all.
Richard, I'm using the Ampete 88S studio switcher. It's killer. It's great. I love that I don't have to turn on all the amps. I can just turn on any amp I want, just program it right there. So if I want to have only 2 amps of the 6 on, I can just do that, or I can only have 1 amp of the 6 on if I want, and just put it on there. But if I want all 6 amps, and I can switch between all of them, which is cool. So
And then you realize that all your amps sound the same.
Yes, that's why I actually sold a couple. That's
Mhm.
why I was just like, okay, what am I doing?
Yeah, you've bought all the same amp.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. So I still have a lot of, let's just say, overlap, but whatever.
Yeah.
I love the amps. Sirius says I managed to crank my 100-watt to 5 and 11 in my small bedroom to test the strength of my gyp rock walls. Yeah, well, you got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger, I bought one of those Ampeg SVT cabinets from this dude who was selling it when my parents weren't around, and I went and picked it up and like snuck it into my bedroom and had this Ampeg SVT cabinet. And then when like they weren't around, I would crank up this like trainer head into the Ampeg SVT and it would just shake everything in the whole house. It was sick.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah.
They ever come home when you were still playing? And they were like,
not that I knew, if they did, I wasn't going to hear it. So.
That's funny. Question for Oliver. Do you still cut your guitar in half? And what's your favorite guitar right now?
I don't cut them in half. They just break in half. And I mean, some people have like stolen the other half of the guitar and stuff.
Do tell this story.
Yeah, do tell. I mean, I'm known as a guy who like throws guitars in the air and stuff like that. And so I don't know if we get pretty wild as a band and do a lot of crazy, stupid kind of stuff. And so I always travel like on tour with like clamps and glue, so I can like glue back the guitars and the bits for them all. And then there's usually at a lot of shows, there's a couple points where like I try to throw a guitar as high as I possibly can. And those are all Fender Jaguars, but I don't know. Favorite guitar? I'm still a big fan of like the Magnatone Typhoon. I love that guitar. It's a good one.
Cool.
But, yeah.
I don't know that one.
So what is your current band that you?
A Place to Bury Strangers. That's the band.
Good name too.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And where do you guys play?
I don't know. Crazy. We often get called like the loudest band in the world, and so it's like it's kind of punk, shoegaze, something or other, sort of whatever. I don't know. But we're always lots of tours every year and stuff, still doing it.
Yeah, you tour all over the country or
all over the world. Yeah, totally. So yeah, we were like in China this past year and Europe like 3 or 4 times. I think we did like 3 tours in Europe and then like 2 in the US, and we go to wherever, anywhere, Australia, Japan, South America. We've played in Russia a few times, but won't go back there now. Eastern Europe and stuff. And I don't know, but yeah.
And you guys have albums as well out?
Yeah, actually the last album that we did kind of ties Death by Audio and the band together. It's the album cover was a circuit board that you could build into a synthesizer that we used to record on all of the tracks on the album.
Looks like you're going to be in France and Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden.
Yeah, comes out next year. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, come on over. You guys guest list any show you want.
Yeah, in France.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
You'd be tempted to go into France.
Yeah.
Actually, Netherlands is cool too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd love to be there. I mean,
I bet that'll be some good shows.
Yeah.
You get to hang out and like, enjoy yourself a little bit while you're touring.
It all depends. Some places you do, some places you don't, and stuff. But we try to. It's all like travel around with good people. They're all like really good friends and stuff. So we have a good crew of people too, all like just great people who like to go out and do stuff and have fun and all of that. So that makes all the difference, I think. if you can be doing that stuff with good people that you like to hang out with, that's the ticket.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's what I mean. If you're doing that, that's at least makes it enjoyable, to be hanging out with good people.
For sure.
So, Dave, I forgot to tell you that the guy I work with at Sweetwater, who is our, like contact for social media stuff like that. His name is Josh. His band is opening up for Pearl Jam.
Sweet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So they're
Good for
opening
him.
up, yeah, which is super cool. And so they're coming down here in Hollywood, Florida. And
Oh,
they're
cool.
yeah. So I think he asked if he might use one of my amps or something like that. So for the gig, which is cool. So yeah,
Heck
I'm looking.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, hopefully I'll get a chance to see the show and maybe go backstage or something, which would be awesome. So
Yeah, definitely go. That would be cool. Heck yeah.
yeah, for sure. I like Pearl Jam. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything that they've done recently, but I was a big fan back in the day.
Yeah.
Rami, see, I disagree, bro. It's a good headstock. You know why?
See, yeah, I mean, I love the fact that people complain about the headstock.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
means it's
that
good.
makes it better.
That makes it better.
Yeah. No, but you know what? I think mass equals better tone. And there's more mass there though. The headstock is actually, that's why in some ways I kind of like the old 70s headstocks, like the Fender headstocks that were big, and I think it had something to do with the tone, personally. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's see. Oh, Michael Torin. What's up, buddy? He was just in China, like in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Right below that is a question that might be good. Right below KXM.
This one, Fuzz War owner, fan, but please explain the volume pot range sensitivity choice. It gets so insane loud so fast and so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought for me it was like when I stepped on a fuzz pedal, I wanted it to be like bam, you jump out. It's the time for like the guitar to really like stick out of the mix. And so that was the design when we did that. That was the intention, where like all of a sudden it's time for your solo, or this is the time for the even heavier part of the song. And it's one of those pedals that just sounds so good even just on all the time. So it kind of maybe doesn't live in both of those worlds, but that was the idea. Maybe we should make like a quiet switch on the inside of the pedal or something where you can more tune it into unity if that's what you're into. Nah.
Well, here, I there's an easy solution for you. You use it into an amp that is already starting to break up some more. Then it won't get so loud. It'll just get more distorted.
Yeah.
The compression kicks in.
Totally.
Let's see.
Yeah, but it's always tough, those situations where it's like, you have some big amp, but you don't want to be cranking it at full volume in your house, usually, or if you're just playing by yourself. So I don't know. There's like the two uses for all of that kind of stuff, like you want the big amp for the show, but I don't know. In your bedroom, you want the small amp.
Yeah. Hey, I meant to ask you about this, Dave. You probably already know about this, but Marshall is planning on launching modded versions of their amps.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Thoughts?
I got something that's better. I don't know who's doing it. That's the question. Like, who's doing it, and where did they come up with this stuff? I mean, literally. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really.
What are they going to be doing to them?
I don't know. No one really knows this information. It's just the rumors swirling around.
There's been a couple pictures. I took a snapshot of one of them. I think it was by Fluff.
Yeah, factory modified. I don't even know what it is exactly they're doing.
Yeah, it says modified Marshall Factory, Bletchley, UK. So it looks like it's like some official mod by Marshall that they're going to be releasing there, and it looked like a plexi. So
yeah, it looks like they did it to a hand wired plexi or something.
mhm.
I honestly don't know anything about it. So I mean I knew about as much as you did.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens at NAMM.
Yeah.
That's probably when they're dropping it. But like you said,
we'll be announcing something cool though.
There you go.
That's what I hear.
That's interesting, and we'll be announcing it before NAMM. So stay tuned. There'll be a cool show coming up.
Oh heck
yes, yeah, I can't wait.
There'll be a cool show coming up.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Walrus has a question, but I don't see it here. It says see below. Okay. Thanks, Walrus. Have you guys seen the videos of the C plus reissues with the high pitched squealing? Some believe Gibson prevented the metal settings in the videos to avoid the squealing. Thanks for the C45 mod, Dave.
I mean, you can. I think someone was saying that the originals do it too. So it's just if you set them in it's oscillating is what's happening, and if you set it in really an extreme setting, it will oscillate a little bit. And if it was a Death by Audio product, that would be welcomed.
Yeah, possibly. It probably really depends on also what you're running into it, like what your guitar impedance or your pedals or whatever. If you know, a lot of those, I don't know with the design of the C plus or whatever, but a lot of that stuff, you know, was maybe earlier designs where it didn't have that robust of like an input section, or maybe they're, you know, they wanted it to be very pure. And like, you know, kind of sort of just simply the great sound of some amplifier overloading. And, you know, it wasn't until later that maybe they understood the science of how to make these things like not squeal at all. But that also, you know, maybe changes the tone of what the original kind of circuit was. So
I'm sure that would be the party line, but
yeah, right.
I mean,
yeah.
Could it have been fixed? Maybe. I don't know. You know what? No one. From what I gather, someone said the originals do the exact same thing. So if they made it like the original, then okay. Well, then there you go. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know if that's true because I haven't seen like that proven in a video or something. But I don't have an original, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Oliver, can you say the name of your band again? Because a couple people want to know.
Sure. A Place to Bury Strangers.
I gotta look that up.
There you go.
Place. Just so I can remember. All right. Cool. I think we have another question here.
And thank you, Paul.
Cynosure Anthem. Thanks for the super chat. Is Death by Audio's name inspired from the movie Lost Boys? At least it makes me think about the scene Death by Stereo, DBA's stereo studio gear in the works. Okay.
You know, I didn't, maybe it was, I didn't remember it. I remember like watching Lost Boys like again after, you know, I hadn't seen it in like 20 years or whatever, and been like, oh my gosh, Death by Stereo, that's like Death by Audio. But yeah, I don't know.
That's your next line.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
For
you
the
have to go
file that wants your record player to skip.
Death by Mono.
Yeah.
It's a built-in fuzz into a turntable.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
That's funny.
I like that concept though.
What was the inspiration for the name?
I honestly just thought it sounded cool. You know, I was like, hey, you know, this sounds cool. Seems like
it's extreme.
You know, extreme audio gear seemed to kind of just make sense.
Yeah. Yep. That's cool.
I think the band name sounds equally as cool too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Guitars for your project. Thanks for the super chat. Dave, I have a BE100 Deluxe that I absolutely love, but I need to scale it down. What would you suggest I buy that may be comparable in your amp line? We are a variety band and I hate modelers.
Well, not exactly, and I can't say what it is yet, but there is something that will be at there's two things coming at NAMM, but there is something, the smaller amp that's coming at NAMM, that is pretty full featured. So you might dig that. It's the most full featured thing we have done in a 20 watt line. So hang on a minute. Check it out.
Yeah, that's NAMM's coming in just less.
Of course, it doesn't mean it's going to be out right after NAMM, but yeah. So
true.
Believe me, I'm just barely getting it done by then. So
let's see. When is NAMM? It's the 19th?
No, 20.
Oh.
I don't know. I want to say it's like 23rd through something. I don't.
Yeah, it's usually something around right there. 21st to 25th, it says. Oh wait, 23rd to 25th is the exhibits, I think.
Yeah, third through 5th. Yeah. 20. Yeah, that's too soon.
Yeah, coming like
too soon for me.
Like a month away.
Yeah.
Any chance of getting Scotty Hill on? For sure. I'm sure we could get Scotty Hill on. I don't know him, but that would be a good guest to have. I know somebody.
Hill.
He's from Skid Row.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, him and Snakes
Sabo.
Yeah. Good band.
Thank you.
Yeah. Squealing can be good depending on who does it.
Okay. This is true.
Well, I guess if are we talking music or are we not talking?
I don't think we're talking music.
Death by Yoko. I see now. No, that's squealing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Is Yoko still making music?
I don't think so. Was she ever?
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
But I don't think she's putting any albums out anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that Julian Lennon just came out with an album.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, called Jude. And he was doing some interview and he was saying that he was having a real hard time getting on any shows to promote it or anything like that. Like no one wants to hear from him, which I thought was kind of sad.
Dang.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll check out his album though. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I he looks so much like his dad. It's crazy. And sounds like him too. It's crazy. Yeah. See, that's what they should do. Like the AI, they should put together like all the kids from the Beatles.
Oh yeah.
Come out with an album. Let's see.
Did you cover that super chat from Dan Gibb? I don't know how to say it.
I thought thoughts on Mesa Boogie news lately. Also would love to see a part 3 with Lukather or maybe have his tech on. Better yet, have Luke and Jakey Lee on a joint part 3. What could go wrong?
We covered the Mesa Boogie thing, kind of.
I couldn't get a word in edgewise if it was Luke and Jakey Lee on at the same time. That would forget about it. Can you imagine those two?
Oh, man.
I think there would be a fight at the end of the night. I don't know. But that's funny. Yeah, I'd love to have Luke back on. Jeez.
I think we did. I mean, come on, we done 2.
I know, I know, but even just he's just so funny. He's so funny. But I love him.
We have other people to go to.
I know, but I love Luke. He's so cool. Great guy. So yeah, and the Mesa Boogie news. What other news has been out there recently? I'm trying to think.
Well, other than our whole, universe crumbling, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah,
we won't get into that.
No.
I don't know.
I haven't heard any other news. So what's coming up on the pipeline, Oliver?
Lots of stuff. We're gonna do. We're making like a 500 series distortion preamp.
Oh, cool.
It's like this kind of hi-fi distortion preamp, and sounds freaking crazy and cool. We're gonna do this kind of a mini sort of series of like a bunch of like crazy pedals. They're not that small, but there's like I don't know, a bunch of different wild ones where like you can adjust the clock on some like reverbs and reverb delay and like momentary distortion and like a phaser, which you can do 1 to 6 stages. So if you ever wondered what one stage phaser sounded like, or I don't know. Oh, yeah, tons of stuff. We're making like this pedal that's sort of like it's a stereo kind of like drive pedal that's sort of based on the like old 4-tracks and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Like, kind of like the Tascam kind of sound or something, but it just sounds sick. And what else do we got?
It's funny. A story was told about something like that where we had 80s guitar player George Lynch on, right? And he said, yeah, when I was recording this particular album, I discovered that there's a 4-track kind of machine that if I put it in front of my Marshall, it would get this certain sound. And so they were hiding it under the console and stuff when they were recording the record, so no one knew the secret. And I don't know what 4-track machine, but they was basically just running through it all the time. And it was doing something for him,
A bunch of them. It's really interesting distortion because it's kind of like it's like there's so many different gain stages that they have in those things, where you've got like the send and the receive and the the EQ, and then where it all mixes together, and then the monitor section and the headphone section and stuff. And so by the time you get to the end, it's like I don't know, 10 different amps kind of like overloading all in a row. And so it's just got this really rich harmonic structure that's I don't know, it's just pretty neat, for something that's
who would have thought?
who would have thought?
That goes way back. That goes way back. What about Richie Blackmore using a tape machine in front of his amp,
Totally.
For distortion,
Yeah.
And stuff. I always say that the old days bred creativity, like because no gear existed.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I want to get this sound. How do I get this sound? And what if I plug this amp into the front of that amp? Probably not a good idea, but what happens? And then they found out what happens. It might work for a while, not very long, but
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff is what's kind of interesting, and sort of even the sound of something that's maybe a little bit on the fringe or kind of a little bit broken or something, like, I don't know, adds a little bit of something extra too. I remember I was playing in this band and this guy brought like a drone box. It's made me think of it even when we were talking about that drone swarm fuzz. But I was like, how could that really be useful in a band? Like just a drone going like, while you're playing. But it was kind of interesting. It's like out of key at times, and then at times sort of like in key with what's going on. But even that kind of like strangeness was part of what was kind of magic about the whole thing, just one tone going on. Sounds kind of like a terrible idea when you think about it, but kind of interesting too. So,
well, anything can make music.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Anything can be made to me. I mean, shit. People they had a song called Spoon Man.
There you go. Yeah,
playing the spoons. Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
Anything. So, that's cool. All right. Well, I think we've covered all the questions. Oh, wait. Hang on. Original Fuzz was a bad console.
Yeah. Or it was in case of like Jimmy Page, it was like what was it, like 21176s cascaded into each other and then right into the console, just distorting each other.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Again, it came from no gear.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays we have all this homogenized gear, so to speak. You know, you can buy whatever you kind of sound you want, basically. But is that great? I don't know.
But it was also even like, I think the idea and the desire. It's like he wanted more. You know what I mean? So what was he doing? He was like, how do we get this louder? Forget about the speaker. Just run this thing straight into the console. Let's see what it sounds like. And it's kind of just, you know, pushing the boundaries of stuff, and which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, totally. I totally love that philosophy and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, make sure you check out deathbyaudio.com. And I gather your pedals can be purchased all over the online by at like retailers. Like,
all over the place, retailers
are
everywhere.
you guys on Sweetwater?
We're not.
No.
No.
Okay. No. All right. Well, there's Sweetwater's missing out.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's all right.
Maybe one day.
One day. Yeah. If you're listening, Sweetwater, you know, order from down there, the affiliate link. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, we like Sweetwater, but they should definitely support Death by Audio.
Sweetwater's great. Great company.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, Oliver, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, man.
I
Cool.
appreciate it. Did I miss anything, Dave? Or
no, I think you got it all.
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm not sure of our next guest, but we'll probably be back after the new year, I'd imagine, Dave.
Yes, maybe soon. Well, we'll see.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see. But we'll make the announcements. Check out our social media. Make sure you guys hit subscribe below, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that stuff. And again, check out Death by Audio pedals. All right.
They're super cool.
Yep, for sure.
Yes.
And Oliver,
in fact, I gotta hit you up for maybe I'm gotta get some new ones.
Yeah, heck yeah.
For sure. Hang on while we say goodbye, Oliver.
Cool.
All right, everybody, have a great Friday and weekend. Appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you soon. Wait, you know what? Before I was just about to hit end, someone just sent in another question.
Oh, but it's
no question. It's just,
wait, is there one in the chat though?
I don't know. Let me go see.
No. Oh, wait, mate.
I don't see it. I don't see anything, UB.
It says, well, UB has something.
It does?
Andy Thoughts Boutique.
Oh, Andy Thoughts Boutique, the new synergy. Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what that means.
Boutique, the new synergy. I don't know. Or maybe any thoughts about the new synergy? But I don't know what the synergy is. Maybe that's even spell checked to be something different or something.
Well, Synergy is a product line, but
is there a new product?
Yeah, I don't know, UB. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Don't quite understand. Oh, wait. Wait. And then there's another one. Year me. I still don't understand.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We can't help you there.
New Friedman Synergy? No.
Yeah,
the Mesa thingy. Oh, what are you saying? Thoughts on the Synergy Mesa thingy? That's really good.
The Mesa 2C.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, iPad. Okay.
So what are you asking exactly, UB? Can you clarify before we go?
Okay, so he's saying, yeah, it's the Synergy
2C, the
Mark
2C,
2C.
Mark
Oh,
2C. That's a really good module. It's good. It doesn't
Yeah.
squeal.
I'm sure it's probably not exactly like the amp, but
Hey, yeah, the Synergy Mesa thing. Yeah, no, it actually is surprisingly very much like the amp. When Stevie Fratt was designing it, I was the one listening to it, and we were comparing to an actual original 2C plus. And yeah, in the end, it was like, I think I like this new one better. So it's good.
Okay.
Put
All
down the eggnog.
Oh, that gets me thinking about eggnog. I love eggnog. I'm a big eggnog guy, but it has to be a little spiked with some rum.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, we were going to say goodbye, and I don't think I said happy holidays, everybody. I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday. Merry Christmas and whatever holiday or, whatever you celebrate. And Happy New Year. I hope you guys, thanks for watching all our shows and subscribing. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks again, Oliver. Hang
Heck
on.
yeah. Thanks.